to go through these fans' questions. I know it's early days, but what's the best thing about signing for Cheltenham? What was the sort of deciding factor when you come in here?
Just how keen that the manager was to get me here, and the club's direction. I mean, they were in the top 5, so it was an easy football choice.
Yep. What's your first aim at Cheltenham?
First aim, Cheltenham, is to put the ball in the net as soon as possible.
Yeah, just get off the mark and
then everything you can just like relax and be yourself after that.
Right. How do you feel about playing up front on your own? Is it something you've done much before?
It's something that I've done before quite well actually. You know, I don't mind playing as a 2, but as a 1 I've done really well for both Stevenage and Wimbledon in the past. So I played most of the season up front by myself at Wimbledon. So
right.
If that's what the manager wants me to do, however he asks me to play, I'm willing to play.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think you were underrated by Wimbledon fans?
I do. I generally do, but you don't really. I saw it as you never really get a second chance to make a good first impression, and the first impression ahead of me wasn't the best. And even though I came back this season and I was a top goal scorer, you know, they would always refer back to what had gone on previously, and you know, I was sort of living in the shadow of what had happened before, which, you know, I couldn't do a lot about. But yeah, I do think I was underrated. But you know, hey, Wimbledon fans will tell you different, and maybe.
Yeah. Are you surprised by the number of non-league players who get a chance in the league and go on to do well?
Not at all. If they're anything like how I was when I was playing on league, you know, I was hungry to get to here. You know, did what I could, trained a little bit extra. You know, tried to get my name out there and score as much as I possibly can. You know, there are some diamonds in the rough in non-league. You know, me, Jermaine. You know, these are just a couple of examples of people that have done really well. So no, I'm not surprised.
One fan asks, is there anyone out there that you know playing non-league football at the moment you might be able to recommend?
Yeah, there are a couple of players that I think, you know, they could really do, even if they've had a little touch of the professional game, but they haven't stayed. I still think they could, you know, with the right chance, and that's all it takes for someone to just give you a chance. You know, I was doing my thing in the non-league for a little while, and it just took Graham Wesley to, you know, say, yeah, he's good enough to do that, and I think I proved him right. Like, you know, I can kite in League 2.
Yep. How would you describe your perfect Sunday?
Peaceful, restful. You know, after the events of a game. Sometimes it's a sulky Sunday. You know, sometimes you've lost and you just don't want to get back to the next game. You're praying it's Saturday, Tuesday if you lose on a Saturday. You know, you just want to play as soon as possible. But yeah, I try to just rest up. You know, stretch. I do the right stuff before coming back in Monday.
Yeah. Who was your idol as a young lad? Any in particular?
I was an Arsenal fan, so I used to watch players like Ian Wright, Thierry Henry. You know, those are my idols. I really try to, you know, in the playground you try to be like those guys. But yeah, those are my kind of.
Right. Who do you think is the best player you played against and the best player you've played with so far?
That one's so hard. Played with. Oh. You might have to edit some of this.
Yeah.
Well, I think best player I played with. There's so many good players. Like when I was at Stevenage, I was a team of. It wasn't a team of individuals. It was as a collective. It was really good.
Yeah.
And the same at Wimbledon. Rashid Youssef at Wimbledon, he's a very technically gifted player. You know, he's a player that I feel was underrated at Wimbledon as well. You know, so he's definitely one of the best players that I played with, like from a technical point of view.
Yeah. Anyone against that sort of stood out? You played in any cup games against anyone, any big names or anything like that? Any defenders that you found particularly tough?
I played against Michael Hector before,
right.
And I always thought like attribute wise, you know, that's as good as I was going to play against, you know, at my level, because obviously you've got big, strong defenders in the league, but they're not very quick. But he's big and strong, and he's got like good foot speed as well. So I'd say He's up there with one of the better defenders I played against.
Yeah, right. Have you had a chance to look around Cheltenham yet? And if so, what do you think of it as a place from your initial impressions?
I've liked what I've seen, because I've gone over to the High Street and over into the town centre, and the people seem nice. People say hello to me and stuff like that. So yeah, it's good. It's a different environment, but it's a peaceful one, which I have no problem with, because that's the kind of guy I am anyway. Just like quiet and.
Yeah, get on with your football.
Yeah.
Where do you see Cheltenham in 5 years' time?
Boy, that's. I don't even know where I see myself in 5 years' time, let alone Cheltenham. I just hope to say whatever it is, it's positive. All I can see for the near future is League One, and I hope we can achieve that. And once you get League One football, you never know where a club could go. So. Yeah, as long as it's positive,
Yeah, it's a long time in football, 5 years, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot can change in football in 5 years. Yeah.
Yeah. Last one from the fans. Who's taken on the role of helping you settle in at Cheltenham? Has anyone sort of, because obviously you knew Jermaine, didn't you? But has he been
Jermaine's helped a lot. He said, he basically told me anything I need. He knows how hard it was when he first signed. That I can depend on him. Jason Taylor, obviously I've been staying with him in the hotel, so he's been a real big help to me, because we're both getting to learn the area at the same time, and we've been in and around the town together, so yeah. Him as well.
Yeah, just finally from me, I spoke to Robin Shroot about you, and he said that you spent a lot of time playing five-a-side football as a young lad, and he thinks that's why you're technically good. Do you think there's some truth in that, playing a lot of in cages in London and sort of working on your skills?
I'm not sure what it is. I always played with, when I was a young boy, my older brother used to take me, and I always used to play with older players. It helped my development. Plus I was pretty tall, always tall for my age, so it just helped my development as a player. And I think just going through the route I took, it gives you a different perspective. I don't know what it's like to be at a professional club as a kid and coming through that way. I only know, coming through Sunday League, and you don't play on the best pitches, and you pay to play at first, So I think probably just humble beginnings, and that's probably the secret behind it,
Yeah.
Nothing sort of given to you when you come up the route of through non-league.
Yeah. So which names are you going to give us for non-league players? You got any specific names to look out for? You got a couple that you could.
I'll pass them on to the manager.
Yeah. Right. That's brilliant. Cheers.